Long story short, I've had an Instagram gallery for a couple of years now. Progress pictures, workout pictures, and sometimes whatever it takes that day to make my fitness pursuit more enjoyable. Like a good social media influencer. Influencer. Like a good social media user, I put the Redmond Athletic Club in the locator bar whenever I post a photo from the gym. For over a year, I knew full well that when you click on the locator bar on someone's photo, it takes you to a larger collection of photos from that location. I've used that to check out everything from local hiking trails to fantastic sites in the United Kingdom, New South Wales, Thailand. I'm still trying to figure out why Thailand, of all places, is such a hot destination for fitness models. I think it's because the word Phuket is such a fun thing to say. Anyway, long story short, it took me until November of 2019 to realize that if I just clicked on Redmond Athletic Club in my own locator bar, I could see who else worked out there and what kinds of workouts they were up to, possibly make new friends, maybe someday connect with a workout partner. Anyway, I clicked follow on some of the accounts I found, and in December I did manage to make one new gym friend out of it. Long story short, he's today's guest on A Body in Progress.
I've always wanted to just be healthier, and I've always had kind of problems with my weight, like when I was younger. But once I joined the Air Force, it was just my goal to get as fit as possible for basic training. So that way, hopefully, I don't have too much problems with that. And then for the Air Force, I just plan to work out during my time in there too.
My guest today is Parker Agee, a young man who, as I already indicated, I discovered through Instagram, also uses the Redmond Athletic Club. So one night in early December, we met to say hi. We talked about the possibility of his being on my YouTube channel, and he liked the idea, and so we went forward with it. The footage you'll see comes from a couple of workouts, I think on the 10th and 11th, maybe 11th and 12th, where I basically followed him. We got together, he led the workout, I did whatever he did. And then a couple of days after that, I sat down with him for an interview just to talk about his method and his goals in life, his fitness goals, things like that. And so we'll put all that together in this episode. I'm going to try to let Parker do as much of the talking as possible, but I'll probably have a couple of voiceovers as we go and maybe say something at the end. But anyway, here are my 2 days with Parker Agee, caught just in time before he headed off to the United States Air Force.
Once I just moved back to Redmond, I kind of felt like I hadn't gotten anywhere with my life. And so I just kind of was looking for something just to kind of jump into that's going to just kind of give me a career. And I'd always had an interest in the military. And I've had a lot of family members push me towards the military, and so it was something I started seriously looking at. And then the actual Air Force seemed to be the best option, so I chose the Air Force. The standard of living, I heard, is just so much better, and then they just set you up a lot better as far as the education that you can get and then life after. Right now, the job that I've been assigned is tactical aircraft maintenance, so I'll be doing that. I would like to get a law degree at some point while I'm in the Air Force, and if it means being a JAG, which is like the lawyers in the Air Force, they're the Air Force lawyers, then that'd be cool too. But mainly I got my goals of getting a law degree while I'm in there, flying a plane at some point, and then that's basically my two goals of while I'm in the Air Force. And then I want to retire from the Air Force, so serve the full 20. I start every workout by doing at least a 2-mile run on the treadmill. At first it was just because my main goal was I was too heavy for the Air Force based on my height, and so I needed to just lose weight, and so that way I could just get sent to MEPS to get processed for the Air Force. So my main goal initially was just to lose some weight, and so running was just the way to do that. So I just started running before every workout, and now I can't lift. I feel like I just can't lift unless I'm like already like sweating and just like my heart's already pumping. So I just do it to basically get me ready now to lift weights. The military uses height and weight to determine you said BMI, right? To determine your BMI. So I'm too heavy for how tall I am, or how not tall I am. I'm not tall enough for my weight. Just because they don't account for muscle. They just assume that this person's this tall. Theoretically, they should weigh this much. If they weigh any more than that, then they're too fat. That was based on my height and weight measurement. I calculated at like 33% body fat. And so they said I needed to lose like 20 pounds in order to be at the right weight. So since then, I've lost it's been like 18 pounds just to get to that weight. And they can do the tape measure test if it comes to it, but they don't like to do it. It's like you don't want to have to get there and then risk them not wanting to do it for you. So I got to MEPS and they weighed me and measured me, and when I got there, they're like, you're right at that level, but you're good for now. And so since then, it's just been kind of trying to maintain and bring it down as far as just weight a little bit more, just that way once I actually ship off, it won't be a problem at all. After that, they don't do height and weight or check your BMI. They don't really care as long as you can perform the basic physical standards. So as long as you can do the amount of push-ups and run the distance and the time, they don't care how big you are. I'm more so going for actual muscle endurance, just because in basic training, that's mainly what's going to be the thing, is just doing a bunch of push-ups, running a lot, doing stuff like that. So I'm going for endurance, and then I'm also just, like I said, I've struggled with being like chubbier when I was younger, so I am going for some aesthetic as far as just looking a little bit nicer and stuff, just because why not? So I haven't ever had a personal trainer, so it's just been watching other people at the gym who are working out who look like they know what they're doing. I'll kind of pay attention to what workouts they're doing, and then YouTube videos. Actually, just watching A Body in Progress, I've learned that there's a lot of things I've been doing completely wrong, just like as far as like ignoring doing squats, and just like there's so many things I'm just like, okay, I do need to start tracking and actually planning what I'm doing, because it hinders what my potential progress could be by not tracking and not planning. Unlike you, I don't think about it like crazy, and I don't even write it down, and I don't necessarily have like a workout routine. It's more so I have specific, I pick 1 or 2 workouts to do each day, and then after I do the workouts, I do whatever kind of makes sense to me or feels right to me to do after those workouts. So I have like my bench days, squat days, the power lift days, and then I have like ab days. And then other than that, though, it's like there's not like specific workouts. It's just like, okay, I'm going to try and focus on this today, and then I do whatever kind of feels right once I'm at the gym. So I don't think about it ahead of time, other than picking that one workout, and then once I get to the gym and do that one, I'm like, okay, what feels right? So when it gets to like doing bench press or anything that's basically a core workout, I start with an easy weight, which is just for warm up and just getting my form right. And then after that, I just jump up in weight until I can't do 10s. So I'll do my warm up to 10. After that, I'll put on some more weight, do 10, and I keep going until I can't get to 10. Once I can't get to 10, then I start bringing it down until I can do 10 again. And so that way it forces me to, it gets that endurance portion, but it also forces me to slow down as far as doing my reps, just because I naturally try and do them as fast as possible. And so if I just push it till I am struggling, then once I get to that struggle point, I have to go slow, and then for the rest of that breakdown, back down to 10, I'll be going slower. I've always naturally just had huge legs, like not even muscular legs, just big legs. And I don't want bigger legs. I want toner legs, but not bigger legs. So I don't do squats because I've started doing squats just because of watching a video and knowing that it's one of the 3. So I've started doing squats, but I didn't used to do squats just because I was afraid my legs would get huge, and then also they just hurt. They suck. It ruins everything. Your legs hurt for like 2 days afterwards, and it's like, okay. It's like, and then, just even after doing the squats we did yesterday, I don't feel like I worked out my legs. I just feel like I hurt my legs, and there was no like benefit to it. But I know that's not true. I just do those just because it helps with not getting that like tight, because my legs will cramp up if I do any sort of like leg exercises, and I imagine that's just because they're not used to being worked out. So I do the box jumps just because it stretches out the muscles, I feel like, and so that way I can still like move around and walk. Like my legs are sore today from doing them, but they're not tight. Like I can still move and stuff. It's just like if you poke them, they're sore but not tight.
That still looks high. This just...
Don't, if you doubt it, you're going to like mess up.
So, well, okay, so what am I doing?
So
Obviously I'm jumping, but...
Yeah, you're also just raising your legs though.
Yeah.
Like, just starting to jump straight up and then under. So jump like the front, kind of so. Just jump and then bring your legs up.
I've noticed the guys on YouTube who are jumping 10 feet, they're really just jumping a little bit and tucking the big toe.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going about halfway up anyway. Probably could go higher, but I'm not going to find out tonight. Not tonight. I'll make sure I can do it the right way. Whew.
So this is the best physical shape I've ever been in, and you couldn't necessarily describe it to someone how it feels. I've always just been very self-conscious and uncomfortable just with my body, and now being in the best physical shape of my life, I'm proud of my body, and that's something that is very valuable. That like you just can't. It's not worth like just like I don't know. It's not something I'd ever want to give up, and it feels good. I wouldn't, like I said. I've actually thought about the fact that like, man, if I get like the more fit I get looking or the more jacked, I'm gonna have to maintain that for the rest of my life because I'm never gonna go back. So like I'm like I gotta be careful because I don't want to be like become a bodybuilder and then have to try and maintain that for the rest of my life because that's not gonna happen. So it's like I just want to get like to a level that's like that's sustainable and like doable for the rest of my life just because it feels good.
Those were an interesting pair of workouts with Parker. First of all, he's a very easy person to be around, very engaging, very fun personality. But second of all, his methodology, as you heard in the interview, pretty much self-taught. By the time we had those workouts, he had already watched some of my video series and had actually learned from it and had incorporated some of those things into it. But largely, he has done his own research. He's never had a personal trainer, and he pulled things together. And There are things that I would advise on correcting. In fact, before he left for the Air Force, because he said he was learning so much from me and the video series, I asked, do you want to get together for some sessions where I actually lead you in the workout? And he said, sure. And I think we did 3 of those, maybe just 2, but I think 3. And he absorbed everything I could teach him, which was, I've learned a lot. I've had personal trainers. I've actually had personal trainers. And so I've picked up quite a lot from other people, so I was able to pass at least some of that on to him. I have since heard back from him on Instagram that he is incorporating it more and more into his workouts. As I record this, he has already passed basic training and has received his first, assignment, commission. When I have a guest on, especially when it's somebody that I work out with, I want to learn from them. I want to have every guest on this program teach me something. And since Parker was so new and was making up so many of his own workouts, I don't know that there's a big grand thing I can say there, except it was encouraging to see someone just trying. If I were to pass on something specific to my audience here, you can do it without a personal trainer. You can do it without a bunch of professional, prescribed stuff. Okay, get some magazines, visit some websites, start pulling together some information. Ask friends, whatever it takes. And that's kind of how Parker did it. Again, there are some things that I would tweak, and I did. I said, try not to do that. Try to form your workouts this way, whatever. And when he does have time, he'll have several episodes to catch up on. But he has reported back that he has incorporated squats a lot more into his leg workouts on the military bases. But I think, consider it a trivial thing. I learned not about box jumps, but I learned really how to do them, and it was my first time. And that's something that I've been able to incorporate into my repertoire, my list of exercises that I use. So that was a good experience meeting and working out with Parker. I do hope he enjoys this little moment of fame in front of my vast viewing audience, although he has threatened or promised, I'm not sure exactly what word, he has enjoyed my video series so much. He's been so enthusiastic about it, which frankly is kind of rare for a young person to watch an older guy struggling to get things right and get in better shape. But he had such enthusiasm for it that he basically vowed that he was going to share the link to my YouTube channel and this video with basically everyone in his, what's it called in the Air Force? Is it a platoon? In his brigade? I'm not trying to be insulting, I just don't know the right word. And that when he gets back, when he gets his first leave and is able to come back to Redmond, he's going to lead me through some basic boot camp experiences, and I'm going to see how well I keep up with Parker. I do hope that all comes true. If it does, there will be cameras running, and you'll see it right here, for better or worse, on A Body in Progress. Thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed meeting Parker, and hope to bring you more guests in the future.